Golden State Warriors Draymond Green joins us at Bally Sports. What's up, brother?
What's going on? How you doing?
Making it happen. How you feeling?
Can't complain, brother. Can't complain at all.
Use, I gotta ask you a question. I gotta settle this once and for all. Chris Rock, what is y'all issue?
I don't know Chris Rock. I've met him once.
Did you see his comedy special?
I didn't see his comedy special.
Okay, shifting topics. One of the things that I've noticed about this season is this. I look at this season and I look at last season, and there seems to be a level of mirroring that goes on. You guys struggle a little bit. Maybe the difference is that you guys went on a run at the beginning of the season. Do you see any similarities between where you are now and last season?
I think last season, at this time of year, we were in a much worse place than we are now. Last year, this time of year, I was out. We may have been in the midst of like a 6-7 game losing streak. I came back, Steph went out, and we were just trying to figure it out, So I think in saying that, there are some similarities in the fact of, we've been doing this for a long time, and, most seasons you kind of have it figured out by now. Last year we didn't, and this year we don't, So I think we are similar in that aspect.
When I have conversations with my friends and my family, I tell them that you guys are this generation San Antonio Spurs, because you've got veterans that have been there and you can find a way to make it to the finals. Do you see that comparison?
I mean, that's been the golden standard in 2000s with basketball, with late 90s, 2000s basketball, with what Coach Pop was able to lead those guys, Timmy D, Tony Parker, Manu, David Robinson was a part of that early on. Just what they were able to accomplish. Then Kawhi coming in on the tail end of it. And so, I think everyone strives to be that, to have that type of consistency in what you're trying to build. It's, you don't see it often. And so if you can get to the space of being compared to those guys, it's such an incredible compliment.
When you look across the NBA's Western Conference, there's so much margin between the first and even the play-in tournament. I remember around this time last year in Washington, I asked you, where did you feel that you needed to improve? And you said just, looking at the ebbs and flows of the game and just kind of going with it. A year later, where do you personally feel that you need to improve?
Yeah, I always feel like my decision-making can be better. My turnovers have been getting up a bit. I always feel like I can improve on my shooting, but I think temperament is always important. Just as a player, you have to make sure you have the right temperament, so that's something that I'm always looking to improve.
Oftentimes, I've seen you this season at points get frustrated with the refs. I've asked every player this question: where can refs and players find middle ground?
Stop looking at it as us versus them. I feel like they look at it that way. I feel like we look at it that way. At some point, you can understand that we all work together to put a great product out for the fans of this game. Then we'll all be on the same page. But I think until we get to that point, there will always be tension.
A couple more questions. Steph Curry has found his way back in the rotation after being out. How pleased are you with just his development so far, coming back so early?
He's been great. Coming back from that injury as early as he did, he's playing incredible. It's great to have him back out there. Now we got to make sure we fill all the pieces in right to make sure that it's equaling out to wins.
The new media was something you talked about last season. Now the talk of the town is people and I guess the voting for the MVP. There's been a lot of discussions about Jokic and Joel Embiid and other people. Nas made a song called "If I Ruled the World." If you ruled the world for the day, what would you change in the voting process for the MVP?
These awards have such a huge bearing and carry a huge weight in people's lives. And for it to just be an opinion, it's tough. Because opinions can be affected by anything. My opinion can be affected by I don't like you, right? I just think it's so opinion-based, and the weight that these things carries in people's lives, not only today but forever. Like, you can possibly have your name etched in stone in NBA history. You know how incredible that is? And yet it's based on someone's opinion. And so I think if there was just more of a criteria, that's what I would change.
Directly ask, if you ruled the world for today, who's the league's reigning MVP currently?
If I'm being 100% honest, I think it's still to be decided. We're 16 games left in the season. I think you got Joker right up there. You got Giannis right up there. And you got Joel right up there. And I don't think one guy in particular has won it yet. Sometimes you get in the season and Game 66, you know who it is. I don't think it's been decided yet. I think all of them still have work to do to continue to make their case, but I think they're all right there.
You got the last word, brother. Thank you for your time.
No problem. Thank you.